Hello, good afternoon, welcome to Fergie Time. If you're new to the channel, we are a Manchester United fan base channel. Follow us on Twitter at Fergie Time 92, where we talk about all things Manchester United. Brilliant discussions going on right now about yesterday's game. We post match reviews, match previews, highlight videos, and much more. So get following and let's get into today's video. So let's start off by saying Manchester United 0, Barcelona 1. That was the result from yesterday's Champions League quarter-final first leg. Barcelona have the away goal going back into the new camp for next week. But I really fancy our chances. And I know I'm going to just chuck that straight out there. But looking at Barcelona yesterday, looking how we played against them, we really went toe-to-toe. We really did. We'll start with the initial lineup. We played a 5-3-2. So we had Delo at right back. You had Ashley Young originally playing centre back with Smalling, Lindelof and Luke Shaw. Midfield was Fred, McTominay and Pogba, and then the two attackers was Lukaku and Marcus Rashford. We then during the game, Ole changed it up. We could see that Luke Shaw, who had Messi and Semedo down that right hand side, he was getting a bit overwhelmed, so he moved Delo to left back. He had Young move to right back. Luke Shaw came in as the centre back with Lindelof to have that bit of pace in the centre back to cover small Lindelof, and also for Delo to double up against Messi and Semedo. And it worked really well. It really did. I thought the tactics yesterday were pretty much spot on. I thought initially when we first saw the lineup, and I think a lot of people were as well, we were a bit confused about why certain players were playing. Lukaku, Young are the main standouts. Possibly you could even put Rashford in there. Now I'm a big fan of Marcus Rashford, but he's not been on form, and you can tell he's either injured or something else is up at the moment, because he's not been in form for quite a while. But he started yesterday alongside Lukaku. Ashley Young at right back as well. And the first 10 minutes, Barcelona dominated the play. It was an own goal which separated the two sides. Ball came in from Messi, dinked it over our back two of Smalling and Lindelof. Suarez hit it back across the goal, and it came off Luke Shaw, ricocheted in. So it was just an unfortunate mistake. Up until that point, we defended so well, made it difficult for Barcelona to use their tiki-taka play and to get in between our defenders. And one ball into Messi was all it took to get the opening goal. But as soon as that went in, Ole changed it up. Like I initially said, he moved Delo to left back. He moved Young out on the wide right hand side, and we pretty much went to like a 4-3-3 in a way. You had Pogba pretty much up top, or like just behind Lukaku, Rashford. You had Delo on that left hand side of that midfield. But then when we defended, that's where the five at the back came into play. So I thought we played really well. I'll start with the defence then. I'll break those down. Young, again, was beyond poor. I don't have an agenda against Young. I don't want any player in that team to fail or do bad. But he is just consistently horrendous right now. He doesn't deserve to be playing, let alone being our captain. I saw him yesterday, and he's like that kid in the playground who gives it the big un, playing football, but everyone knows he's the worst player in that side. He's that guy, you know. He was shouting and screaming, but yet every pass, he made 11 crosses yesterday against Barcelona, and not one of them found a Manchester United player. That is horrendous. You only get a few chances against these. You only get a few chances against these top teams, and you've really got to take them. You really need everybody to be on their A game. I said yesterday, not a single player in that team can have a below 7 out of 10 rating, and honestly he was about a 3 or 4. He was horrendously bad, terrible. Like I don't know how he can get played. I don't know. I mean, we're all watching the same game. I know managers have a bit more tactical insight into what goes on, but how based on that performance, let alone the Wolves performance a few days before, how on earth can he get picked from now on? You know, Delo is outstanding. He's a brilliant young player, full of confidence, plays the easy ball, doesn't do anything that he's not good at, takes people on, has an amazing delivery when it comes to crosses and passes, even down that left hand side. He's a right-footed player, but down that left side, he was still getting the crosses in, and it was still hitting our players. He's just so much better than Young. I know sometimes you got to go with experience, but really, what experience does Ashley Young have in the Champions League? He's never won the Champions League. He's won a couple of Premier League trophies. He's won a couple of FA Cups. You're up against Barcelona, and you put in a 3 or 4 out of 10 performance. It was terrible. It was terrible. I don't want to see him again, or certainly I don't want to see him at the Nou Camp again. Luckily, he's not playing on the weekend. He's suspended. I was hoping he gets suspended yesterday, but it didn't happen. But yeah, Ashley Young was just terrible. We'll go into the player ratings in a minute, but he's just awful. Luke Shaw, he just had an unfortunate game. He pretty much had a similar game to what Fred had against Wolverhampton. He had an own goal. He got booked, so he's now suspended for the Nou Camp. But other than that, I thought Luke Shaw played really well. Certainly left back, I thought him and Lindelof and Delo down that left-hand side completely frustrated Messi the whole game. I thought they were brilliant. Smalling as well. I thought Smalling and Lindelof were outstanding last night. Big shout out to those. But Luke Shaw as well, just had an unfortunate game. I got nothing against him. Apart from the first half an hour where he got booked and the own goal is just an unfortunate time. But shame he's not going to be there next week. I'd imagine Ashley Young will play left back and Delo right back. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, I thought Luke Shaw had an okay game. After that, Small and Lindelof, absolutely solid, absolutely brilliant. Shut off Messi, shut off Suarez. Didn't give him too many chances. I think Barcelona had 2 or 3 shots the whole game. It says a lot. It's Barcelona, arguably the best attacking side in the world, and we really defended superbly. De Gea made a few good saves, but other than that, I thought the defence was absolutely rock solid, and Ole got his tactics spot on there. I think Smalling Lindelof, I know we all want a defender for next season, but got to keep Smalling. I think he's certainly keeps Smalling out of the Jones and Rojo trio. He's well above those guys. But no, so yeah, as I was saying, defence really, really good last night, really, really strong, and we'll go on till next week. Midfield, this is where the praise comes. I think this is where the difference in the game came, and United just grew in confidence. We had Fred at the CDM role, we had McTominay and Paul Pogba, and all 3 of those were absolutely outstanding. Outstanding. I think Pogba probably the less of the 3. Fred and McTominay, what a games they had. I mean, I thought they were brilliant against Wolves. They were outstanding against PSG last month, and now you're playing Barcelona. You're up against Busquets, Arthur, and Rakitic, some of the best midfielders in the world. And to come in and put in a performance like that, both of them deserve 9. But I've given McTominay a 9 out of 10, and Fred an 8.5 out of 10. They were unbelievable, so confident on the ball. Every decision they made was spot on. Every pass was brilliant. They broke down the play, closed them down so fast, kept it so tight in the midfield, helped the defenders out massively. They just looked like they've been playing for 10 years. I cannot praise them enough. Now, we've been lacking, and we've been looking at our central midfield and thinking, Herrera, Matic, they're the people. You can't drop those guys. They're first team. McTominay and Fred nowhere near. And this hate towards Fred and McTominay, certainly McTominay before yesterday's game, I don't know where it came from. I've always rated him. I'm not saying he's a Toni Kroos or a Kante or whatever, but he certainly puts in a performance each game. And I thought those 2 were just magnificent last night. I really did. I can't fault them. I've run out for words to describe them, because I literally cannot fault their performances. You got West Ham on the weekend, they have to start. You got the Nou Camp next week, they have to start. Regardless of, you cannot now drop McTominay and Fred, not after a performance like that against Barcelona next week. They outplayed their midfield. McTominay was tight on Messi whenever he free roamed. Messi's player rating yesterday was a 4 out of 10. The lowest in the whole Barcelona team. I know he supposedly broke his nose, Chris Smalling challenge, but apart from that, he was quiet. it was quiet. I think we were all so hyped up about Messi. We just Ole got his tactics spot on last night. We lost 1-0, but we had chances. I'll go into the attackers in a minute. But the midfield was brilliant. I can't praise them enough. Pogba was a bit quiet, but he didn't do anything wrong, but he didn't do anything outstanding to get above a 7. So Pogba's 6.5, but Fred and McTominay, fully deserved. Fully deserved. Brilliant performance. Attackers then. Attackers. This is where it gets a bit negative. Now Rashford and Lukaku started. Rashford's one of my favourite players in the Man United team, but yesterday he was awful. He was awful. He was worse than Lukaku, and Lukaku was terrible, which says a lot, really. Lukaku held up the ball a few times well. He is developing that skill, but we had 11 chances yesterday. Rashford, I think, supposedly had 5 shots at goal. Not one of them hit the goal, and he was trying his long ranges. He was trying the spectacular. He was trying those kind of shots, and they just weren't doing it. He tried taking on players, wasn't having it. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know if he's ill. There was rumours that he was ill yesterday, but he's. I'd like to see somebody else start. Just for now, I'm not saying drop Rashford completely. I really rate Rashford. I think he's a brilliant talent, but certainly at the moment, I think for the last month or 6 weeks, he's not been where he should be. Lukaku. He had a couple of chances, but he was just... PK just had him in his pocket. PK was unbelievable last night for those. I think PK got the actual man of the match overall, and he was just brilliant. He had Lukaku in his pocket. Lenglet next to him had Rashford in his pocket, and those two didn't do anything. Didn't challenge De Sergen. Didn't do anything. So it's disappointing from those guys. It would have been nice to take a 1-1 draw. I thought the best chance of the game was actually Delot. Rashford. This is probably Rashford's best moment. He put on a decent cross and Delot back post, and he tried to head it back to Lukaku when he should just aim for the target. It probably would have gone in because De Sergen was on the other side of the goal. But yeah, really, really poor performance from the attackers in a vital game. We just needed 1 goal, to keep to have it 1-1 going to the Nou Camp. That is, I fancy our chances there. We're so good away from home in the European competitions this season that a 1-1 draw, would have been massive. Didn't happen. Both players were poor. Disappointing. Really, really disappointing from the attackers. We got West Ham on the weekend. Let's hope they're firing against those. But yeah, nothing more to really say about the attackers. Just poor. Really, really awful. Moving on from then let's go to our player ratings. So let's start with David De Gea. I gave David De Gea a 7 out of 10. He was pretty quiet the whole game, but he did save some really, really good shots, especially against Coutinho in that first half. If that went 2-0, it would have been game over. So he made some really, really good saves. A lot more confident today than what he has been in recent weeks. Really demanding from set pieces. So yeah, I thought De Gea had a really good game last night. Defence then, Ashley Young, 4 out of 10. Awful, dreadful, worst player on the pitch. Centre backs, Smalling and Lindelof, I've given them both a 7 out of 10. When it gets above a 7.58, you're talking man of the match performances. I don't think they had a man of the match performance, but certainly they did very, very well with Suarez and Messi. To keep it 1-0, anything can happen next week. So I thought they were brilliant. Luke Shaw, 6 out of 10. I've got to mark Luke Shaw down because of the own goal and the suspension. Careless play. But he had an okay game. He's pretty quiet. Swept up well. But because of the suspension and the own goal, I've given him a 6 out of 10. Left back then, which ended up being Delot, I've given a 7.5. I thought he was in our top 3 performances last night. I thought he played brilliantly. I really did. Few careless mistakes, but minimal. Honestly, minimal. I thought he was brilliant. Crosses delivered. Helped Luke Shaw massively. Teamed up well with Pogba. He needs to start, basically. He has to start from now on. Bright future for him. Midfield. This is when it gets the big numbers. So, I've given Fred an 8.0 So I got hiccups. 8.5 out of 10. Easily a man of the match performance. It was so close between him and McTominay, but I thought McTominay just edged it for me. If you think Fred had a man of the match performance, I'm not going to disagree. Both of them were brilliant, but Fred an 8.5, McTominay a 9 out of 10. He was my man of the match for me. I watched him the whole game, and I don't remember him making a mistake. He really overplayed his ability yesterday. He was brilliant. Pogba 6.5 out of 10. May seem a bit low. He didn't really do anything wrong. He didn't really do anything outstanding either. So he just did the basics. So 6.5 out of 10. It's not a bad thing. It's just he just didn't do anything wrong. So 6.5 out of 10 for Pogba. I thought he did okay. Lukaku and Rashford both 5 out of 10. Awful. Young was awful, but those two guys did not help yesterday's situation. They had chances, they had so many chances, and they did not hit one on target. So, yeah, when you're facing Barcelona, especially in any sort of competition, or when you're facing anyone in the knockout stages, you've got to take your chances. And there's rumours that Rashford's demanding £300,000 a week to stay at Man United, and I'm sorry, on that performance, you're lucky to get 100. I think he's I don't know what's up with Rashford, but I would like to see Martial start. He didn't do great either when he came on, but he didn't really have enough time to really impact the game. But yeah, certainly those two. I'd probably, looking back at it, maybe Lukaku a 5.5. There was a difference. Rashford was worse than Lukaku. Lukaku did okay, held the ball up well, did good movement in the box, caused them a couple of problems, but nothing really no real goal scoring opportunities from Lukaku. Rashford was the main one. 5 shots and not one of them hit the target. I mean, Jesus Christ. So Rashford very frustrating yesterday. Lukaku frustrating yesterday, but it's 1-0. This tie is still all to play for. It really is. 1-0 going to the Nou Camp with our away form already this season, beating Juventus, beating PSG 3-1. I know Nou Camp's a different kettle of fish, but God, it is all to play for. I'm glad it's only one, especially first half could have been 2, but 1-0, solid performance. Really pleased with the squad. I cannot praise them enough, and the tactics as well from Ole. I thought he got spot on. I thought he's not one of those managers that will just be stubborn and stick to it. He saw that there was a weakness in that left hand side. He saw that's where Barcelona were building the pressure on, and he changed it up. And ever since he'd done that, I thought we played brilliantly. They dominated possession, but they were always going to. But it's how we recovered the ball, how we attacked them. We weren't afraid, and that's why I'm so pleased, and that's why I have hope against them next week. I really think we could cause them a massive upset. If we score first next week, oh my gosh, I think everyone's going to hit the roof. I think it's game on, and they're going to be so nervous. Get that early goal next week. I'm happy to play a 5. What they did today, a 5-3-2. I'm happy with that. But it'd be nice to see a few different players in those positions. Delo at right back, Martial possibly starting, Jesse Lingard maybe starting, giving us a bit of pace. I don't know. Give some youth in there. If we're getting smashed, take Greenwood and just stick him on a bench. Give him some run out. I don't know what I'm saying, but it'd be nice to see a few different players in those positions. So enough about the Champions League now. It's done. We move on till the next game. So we play West Ham on Saturday evening, at home, at Old Trafford again. I know every game is a must-win game, but this is a must-win game, right? We're already 6th in the table. You've got Arsenal away on Monday night. You've got Chelsea away to Liverpool. Spurs are at home against Huddersfield, which they'll most likely win that game unless it's a massive upset. But certainly Chelsea and Arsenal, if they slip up there, we are right back in it. We are right back in the 4th place. At home, West Ham, 5:30 kickoff. This is huge. I can't see Chelsea beating Liverpool, and I really can't see Arsenal beating Watford. So whether they'll draw, I don't know. But if we can just get 3 points here, then we've got 3 massive games. We've got Everton away, followed by Manchester City at home, followed by Chelsea at home. Those 3 games will define our season. Everything we've worked towards, everything that Ole's done since he's come in. You know, we need to get these 3 points. Whatever happens next Tuesday against Barcelona happens. I'm really focused on the league. I think Barcelona is just a nice touch, but the league, we have to get Champions League football. If we do not get Champions League football, we will not sign decent players next season. I know that we had that one period where we signed Pogba, Ibrahimovic, but Ibrahimovic was already mid-30s. Lindelof was unknown. Paul Pogba came back because it's a world record fee. You know, we don't want to have to do that. We want players to want to come and play for us, want to come and play in the Champions League. We're a Champions League team. We are not a Europa League team. So these are must-win games. We need to win 3 points. Everton will be such a tricky match. Man City at home, fancy our chances with that, certainly, if they're still in that Champions League. And Chelsea at home will be the biggest out of them. I think the only slip-up we might get is against Man City, maybe Everton, but I really feel like we'll beat Everton. But Chelsea is the biggest match, I think, of the campaign left. So it's exciting. Games are coming quick and fast at the moment, everybody. But based on yesterday's performance, if we played like that last night and we actually took our chances, which we had, we will get in this top 4. We will get in this top 4. We just got to take our chances now. But that's all from me. I hope you like the breakdown of the player ratings and how the match went yesterday. It was not a one-sided match. Don't listen to the possession stats. It wasn't. We went toe-to-toe with Barcelona and we were just unlucky. It wasn't our night. Hopefully next Tuesday is, and hopefully we get a win on Saturday. So tune in next time. I'll be doing a West Ham report tomorrow. That'll be out Friday. Looking at the latest team news for that. What players is he going to drop ahead of Barcelona? And so thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the Manchester United content. And also follow us on Twitter at Fergie Time 92. But that's all from me, everybody. Thanks for tuning in once again. And I'll see you all tomorrow.